we go.
So I have to say,
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
This is the NBA on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, happy to be here with my partners, Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. And coming right up, we'll see the Utah Jazz playing against the Nets in Brooklyn. Looking at the Nets, with a record of 3-7 over their last 10 games, they have been struggling. Wins hard to come by. We'll see if they can grab one tonight. And now around the halfway point, the novelty of the new season has died down, and we're still a long way from the playoffs. Shaq, how do the players maintain focus through this stretch? How do you maintain focus?
Well,
Have you maintained focus?
Easy. You're a pro, Ernie. Do your job. That's your job.
There you go.
You know, and not only that, you got to be a real competitor. You got to want to compete.
Yeah, good coaching, and the veterans can help you through this because the veterans have been here before. They can kind of lead you and guide you.
Do you feel focused right now?
Not at all.
No. Do you feel focused right now?
Never.
Well, that makes three of us. Here's Kevin Harlan. He's always focused.
K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone, from everyone here at 2K Sports. Nothing like the NBA for Turkey Day. Our broadcast team tonight, on one side, Greg Anthony. On the other side, Steve Smith. And on the sideline, David Aldridge. I'm Kevin Harlan. At Barclays Center, the fans here in Brooklyn amped up for their Nets. They're pretty rattled right now after a road trip in which they did not win a game. Now they hope to get back on track here at home.
And right now for Brooklyn, they've fallen all too quickly down to that spot at the bottom of the standings. If any team needed a bright start, it was them.
Yep, they're already been written off by a lot of people this season. I'm not ready to give up on them quite yet, but they better show me something soon.
And checking out Utah's opening lineup, Joe Ingles is out there with Jerebko. Then it's Ricky Rubio. Then there's Favors, and it's Mitchell in at the shooting guard. The shot's good from Jerebko. Well, as we're all aware, Thanksgiving is tomorrow, so people, I'm sure, getting their turkeys ready, their stuffing, their dressing, whatever you call it. Smitty, does your family have any special traditions on Thanksgiving you'd like to share?
Well, I think we eat a lot. That's one tradition. I think
that's a good tradition.
Other than that, afterwards we say a prayer for our meal and say what we're thankful for. And then we've had this tradition that after the meal, we all get out and take a walk. And being in Michigan, no matter what the weather was, you had to get out and get into that snow and take a walk. We said walking off the turkey. That was kind of something we did as a family.
That's terrific. That's terrific.
He's got the touch early. Coach, keep feeding him.
Rubio, the pass to Mitchell. There's the three. Rebounded by the Nets. Tough loss coming against Cleveland in their last game played.
You know, they're the visiting team. It's a loud arena, very distracting at times, but simply no excuse for missing a ton of free throws.
You know what? The issue that night, the misses became contagious, and the guys lost more and more confidence as it went along. And he throws it right out of bounds. Careless mistake.
The Nets have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to speak with Quinn Snyder just before the game. He said the key to this game is how much they can limit the quality looks inside. He said when you're playing a team like this, you don't stand a chance if you give them easy shots down low. We'll see who wins that battle, Kevin.
Okay, David, much appreciated. Derek Favors missing about a month last season with the bone contusion in his left knee.
You know, that's why his numbers took a dip last season. Normally, he's improved year after year, still young despite his years in the league.
The Jazz shooting their first free throws of the game right now. And he knocks down the first one.
You know, Derek Favors has played alongside a lot of different type of centers. That's why he's worked so hard to add a jump shot so it's not all clogged up in the middle.
And so Favors nails both of them. And Steve, when you look at Favors, if you had to pick, do you play him at power forward or do you play him at the 5? You play him at the center?
I think in the old days you play him at the power forward position, but I think right now, nowadays, he's maybe a shade better at the center spot. It's close. You could argue either way.
Here's Mozgov. Right now averaging about 5 points a game. Count it, good.
And the towering presence of Mozgov, most effective doing damage inside.
Jazz have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. And Favors kicks to Mitchell. Rubio outside. Favors with the screen. Pass to Ingles. Jazz passing it around. Favors can't get it to go. The Nets have gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter.
And how about the aggressive side of Mozgov? Benefits the team when he's that energized.
Utah has gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Here's the screen. Here's Favors, and Derek Favors with the slam.
And, you know, that's an example of how many plays we have in a game for which there's no stat. A monster dunk coming off just a terrific pick play.
Greg, you're right. It really did work to perfection. Gave him all the room he needed for the flush.
That's what happens when you get an excellent screen like that. He had plenty of space to slash right toward the basket.
Jazz trail by 6. Rubio outside. There's the dish to Urebko. Mozgov with the block.
And the size and length of Mozgov, a big factor. Hard to convert when he's there.
And he uses the glass on the layup. Mozgov's got 6.
Now that's how you pick up second chance points. Stay active and be ready as soon as the shot goes up.
Poked away. And Mozgov comes to help. Kicks it to Ingles. Lock at 6. Pass to Urebko. Lets the 3 fly. Favors can't get it to go. Nets leading by 8. Here's Mozgov. Tries again. And it's laid up and in by Carroll.
Plays like that are where you see the tenaciousness of DeMar Carroll. He can get after those 50-50 balls.
For Utah, they've gone just 2 of 7 so far. A little bit of a slow start for them. Timeout is called, first of the game for the Jazz. This game coming on the heels of their win against Chicago.
I just thought the defense was porous. Got any shot they wanted, really, for most of the evening.
I'll give them credit. Even though they were facing very little resistance, they refused to play down to the level of their competition.
A chance to look at the numbers for Ingles. How his last 10 games have gone. He's averaging 10 points a game, 3 assists and 4 rebounds. And guys, he's making winning plays. It's as simple as that. Not a star player per se, but he makes his presence felt.
And the numbers, they back it up. Whether he can sustain this level of production, we don't know. But the arrows. Oh! Yes! Yes! What a move in the air from Damari Carroll. Didn't expect to see that when he took off.
That Unleash Chaos Under Armour replay really giving us a good look at the action. Now, here's Rubio. He's guarded closely. Shoots from 14. Again, the Nets for 2.
Yeah, off to a strong start here early. 6 points off second chance buckets.
Jazz trail by 12. Favors with the screen. To the paint. And the basket by Rubio. Rubio's got his first points in this one. And the Utah Jazz watch their star player, Gordon Hayward, depart for Boston in free agency this past summer.
Yeah, and Kevin, especially for small market teams, that's always the concern, attracting and retaining star talent. The loss of Hayward, a real setback for this young team.
The shot's good from Jerebko.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
Hollis Jefferson, good.
And loving the hustle here early. I mean, they struck first on the offensive glass.
Jazz have gotten 5 of 10 shots to drop in this game so far. Right at the 50% mark. Jerebko can't get it to go.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
Jazz trail by 10. And Rubio kicks to Favors. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. Favors got 6.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
And you'll hear some say the sleeper of that 2015 draft was Rondé Hollis Jefferson. I mean, a fractured ankle his rookie season limited him to just those 29 games. But when healthy, he's shown he can be a force defensively.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
That free throw good from Hollis Jefferson. And Greg, what separates Hollis Jefferson, do you think, as an NBA defender?
Physicality, quickness to go along with anticipation. I mean, with his pressure D, he's able to suffocate perimeter players and rack up steals. And don't forget versatility. He's a guy that can guard multiple positions, and that's a huge asset for any team.
Both shots good from the stripe. And Steve, you were known for ball handling at 6'7". It seems like we're seeing more and more big players with that kind of skills. Antetokounmpo, Ben Simmons in Philadelphia as he begins to come back in his rehab. Of course, LeBron James. Why do you think that's the case? The taller guys handling the ball and with great success.
Kevin, I think it's because now guys are not in the box. I don't think you have positions. It's positionless basketball. And guys want to be able to dribble the basketball, shoot the basketball, and they work on their game. I know kind of my era, the big guys just stay in the paint. The guards handled the basketball, and then kind of the 2 and the 3 were the only guys that did a lot of different things. But I think right now, guys are learning the game from such a young age. to be able to do it all, and that's the reason why we're seeing more triple-doubles.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Dishes to Mitchell from beyond the arc. Not going to go that time. The Nets go the other way with it. Dinwiddie passes to Crabbe. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Crabbe's got his first points of the night.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Now, here's Rubio. He's tightly guarded. He feeds it to Urebko. And it's off from three-point range. There's Hollis Jefferson, and he takes that one up and powers it through.
And really focused on establishing dominance down low. And, guys, it's working.
They have played physical, they have owned the paint, and they have built up a decent lead here in the first.
Utah calls timeout.
And really, the first 3 or 4 seasons of his career, DeMarre Carroll was kind of a fringe rotation player. I think once his three-point shooting took form in Atlanta, that's when his value as a player skyrocketed.
And for DeMarre Carroll, able to hit the three, but it all starts for him, Greg, at the defensive end.
Yeah, he can be an intimidator on that side of the ball, and with his lockdown mentality defensively, he only needs to provide complementary scoring to be a key contributor.
New group in for the Nets. Trevor Booker, he's checked in now for Rondé Hollis Jefferson. Harris comes in for DeMarre Carroll. LeVert's checked in for Alan Crabbe. And it's Whitehead in for Spencer Dinwiddie. The Jazz also changing it up. Udo's checked in for Urebko. Cephalosha comes in for Joe Ingles. Rodney Hood subbed in for Mitchell.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key. And, guys, they've come out and established a rhythm. And also their play calling has been on point.
Well, the two go hand in hand. Matching your strategy to your personnel is key.
Inside, Udo. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That one on Mozgov.
And, of course, for the Nets, I mean, they won't control their own first-round pick until 2019. There's going to be some losing along the way with not much reward.
No good on that one. And Greg, the Nets trading away the better part of a decade worth of draft picks when they went all in back in 2013 and 2014.
Yeah, going for vets like Darren Williams and Gerald Wallace, Paul Pierce, and, of course, KG. But unfortunately, all past their primes. That team only able to get to the second round, and boy, what a heavy price to pay for so little success in the postseason.
You know, the Jazz, one of the best run franchises in basketball. They operate in a small market, but still one of the top 6 winningest organization in NBA history.
Here's Favors. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And Steve, talking about the Jazz in Salt Lake City trying to hold on to big-name players. They lose all-star Gordon Hayward this past summer. And then you might recall Dominique Wilkins, who was drafted by the Jazz. He didn't want to play there.
Well, you know, the good news is you can focus on basketball, not too many distractions. And it's a beautiful city, safe with loyal fans and a chance to win.
First free throw is good. Many teams these days looking to play in transition. Some have suggested widening the definition of the clear path foul to allow those exciting situations to play out. What do you think?
No, I don't think so. I think it's still basketball defensively. I think if you have a guy that's out in front of you, I think the rules right now is fantastic. I don't want to see a change where guys are scared to make a play on the basketball because, hey, if I don't foul him, he gets a chance to get a bucket and 2 more shots. At the end of the game, in a huge game, which they all are, sometimes you want to be able to foul a guy, but if he's in front of you, I like the way the rules are right now.
And on the glass so far, it hadn't even been close.
Harris dishes to Booker. And it's good, 2 points. Booker's got his second bucket tonight.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
Pass to Favors. To the inside. Mozgov with the block. Here's Whitehead. Goodbye, Hood. Shots good by Whitehead.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
That's tipped. Rubio with it. He's coming off a 10-point game against Chicago. And here's Hood. Lock at 6. Here's LeVert, and he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
And Utah making a change here. Brooks is checked in. Jazz trail by 14. Right side Hood. 3-pointer. They get the rebound. Nice ball movement by Utah. Now here's Rubio. He's covered closely and out of bounds as the Nets gain possession. And some great passing here so far. Let's check out this chart that breaks down where the assists have been coming from for Utah.
And really, their guards have been the ones that have done the bulk of the passing and shot creation. Sometimes the ball handlers will look to score more down the stretch. We'll see if that becomes more of a focus.
Nets leading by 14. Here's Mozgov. The layup off target. Utah shooting 45% from the floor since the game got underway. And a wide open look for Hood. And it's Hood again missing.
No one near him. That's one he's got to hit. One he usually hits.
Mozgov. And Mozgov throws it down.
And from the opening tip, they have been in complete control of this one.
Dominate on the court, and it's showing up on the scoreboard. Let's see if they can maintain this level of intensity.
Whitehead passes to Mozgov, and Mozgov throws it down.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal, and then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
When your defense translates into offense, it's a beautiful thing.
LeVert the pass to Whitehead. Knocked away, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Booker.
And a chance to check out the numbers for Ricky Rubio. How his last 10 games have gone. 8th in free throw shooting, and he's in the top 20 in steals, bringing that focus and intensity at both ends.
And yeah, he's a true professional at the free throw line. It's a part of the game where he excels. You want him at the line for you in crunch time. Tipped away. Harris on the double team. Feeds it to Burks. To halt the run, and he lays it up and in.
Unselfish play by Hood. Could take it himself, but finds the open man.
Here's Booker. Rebounded by Hood.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
A nice shot by Booker.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
They double him with Booker. Shot and game clock separated by 5. The finish and the dunk by Booker.
Oh, terrific pick. Then kicks it right ahead, turning defense into offense.
And on the other side, that's an annoying miscue. Total lack of focus.
Now, here's Rubio. He's tightly guarded. The drive.
And no doubt they've been the more efficient team in this first half.
Because they've been patient, they're finding good shots. That's why they've hit a much higher percentage from the floor.
And the pass to Udo. Burks for three. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Burks has got 5 now.
That's where Burks has shown he can be efficient shooting the ball with the catch and release.
And so it's Brooklyn with a 19-point advantage heading into the next quarter. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Thanks for joining us in this Thanksgiving presentation of the NBA. And guys, the Nets enjoying a nice lead here.
Yeah, I mean, so many of their points coming in the paint that they're running the offense all the way through.
And you know their coach likes it, working for high percentage looks and converting them.
Jazz trail by 19. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. Setting the floor for the Nets. Down low, it's Booker and Mozgov. Then there's Harris, and it's Whitehead in at the 1. Fouled in the act of shooting. A three-point play chance coming up. It's going to go on Alec Burks. And one of those lunch pail players. You love him, Greg. Trevor Booker out of Clemson.
Just hard-nosed, gets on the glass, and although only 6'8", he gets off his feet quickly. A terrific leaper and just one of those ultra-competitive guys.
Here's Rubio. The feed to Cephalosha. They double him with Booker. Puts up a 3. They get it again. Mozgov with the block, and he gets it back. And the dunk by Booker.
Really like that work there in the paint. He has really established a low post presence.
Now, here's Rubio. Outside Hood. He dishes it to Cephalosha. And not sure what he was thinking there. Here's Harris. Utah with the rebound.
And on some plays, everything goes your way except for the finish.
Here's Rubio. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And Brooklyn called for the foul.
No, that's not a great foul. For Rubio's career, shoots well over 80% from the line.
And Utah adding another terrific defender this summer, trading for point guard Ricky Rubio. Rubio on a bargain contract the next 2 years. A nice move by the Jazz's front office.
First one falls for him.
And another thing with Rubio, the Jazz love to score with the pass. Few better playmakers in the league than Double R. Some might harp on his shooting, but he's a quality starting point guard.
Both free throws good from Rubio.
What you get with Rubio, good size for a guard, terrific playmaker, and trying to become a better scorer.
Back to Harris. The Nets working the ball around now. Mozgov's shot is off. For Utah, they've gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second quarter. Out in his own on the break. Goes up, and Mozgov throws it down.
And he runs the floor with a purpose that time. Excellent play.
You know what? And a late reaction by the transition D takes it himself uncontested. And
Rubio kicks to Udo. And Mozgov comes to help. Pass to Burks. 5 to shoot. Shoots from 12. And no good. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up. Really nice job to convert the putback opportunity there. I mean, he stayed with that play from start to finish. That's something we say about him a lot.
Rubio dishes to Hood. There's the pick. Picked him clean. Here's Booker, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
That's his first personal foul.
He's gone 1 of 1 in the game so far from the line.
Not the best statistic for him in terms of his performance at the line. Very low numbers.
Two shots.
Free throw, good, Booker. Steve, you've gone the broadcasting route, but we've seen a lot of former players becoming head coaches lately. Who else do you think could become a coach someday? Current players that you're watching?
I think Chris Paul, I think Stephen Curry, a lot of guys. LeBron James for sure, Dwayne Wade. I think Draymond Green would be somewhat like a Stan Van Gundy, Tom Thibodeau, just yelling and screaming. And
I like that.
Those are some of the names.
Yes. And the Nets adding their own G League affiliate, the Long Island Nets.
Yeah, and the Nets franchise originally, remember, based in Long Island. So nice to have that homecoming. And, of course, with young talent development, so critical for this Nets organization. Having that minor league team in close proximity, very valuable. And, look, you never want to see a team gut you this way. Really a good timeout.
Some of this is just a matter of toughness, a willingness to play physical inside, something we're not seeing.
Break in the action means we can check out the best defensive teams in the league this season. Here are the real stats, real scores from the real NBA. 5th, the Jazz.
This is a team that takes pride on the defensive side of the floor. I mean, they play hard and they play together. They are a tough group to score on.
They double him with Booker. Mitchell kicks to Ingles. Inside, Udo goes up and lays it nice and easy.
Sharing the basketball. Plenty of guys talk about it, but not everyone does it.
And Carroll gets it to go.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
For Utah, they've gotten off to a rough start here in the second quarter, going just 1 for 5. Burks kicks to Jerebko. He's looking for Ingles and finds him. It's deflected.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding. Oh, wow.
Watch your head.
That's a beautiful jam.
Oh, here he comes, and there he goes.
Look at him punish that rim. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Connects from three-point range.
What a valuable asset to the offense, having a big with that kind of range.
A nice shot by Booker.
Up by a bunch. He's still pushing the action, trying to impose his will.
With this big of a deficit in the score, you think the losing team would be playing harder. Nope, the opposite.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
Here's Hollis. Look at that jam.
Wow, nice.
I mean, just beautiful.
I totally agree.
And that's how he makes his presence felt.
And Greg, we see him do it time and again. He is a special, special talent. In transition, here come the Nets. Oh!
No, he didn't.
Quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and offensively.
Terrific defensive instincts to come away with that one, and he showed no hesitation in how he completed that transition opportunity.
Jerebko kicks to Burks. There's the dish to Mitchell. Just 5 on the clock. Over Booker. And it's Mitchell missing. The Nets shooting an unreal 70% from the field, making a mockery of this defense. Here's Dinwiddie. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
Nice stroke from long range, and if he keeps getting those opportunities, he better take them.
Burks on the wing to halt the run. Dinwiddie with the rebound.
You know what, I'll tell you, he's got nothing here in the second quarter after just one made shot in the first. Surveying the defense there, he makes a terrific read.
Utah has gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. There's a good screen. Burks kicks to Udoh. And Udoh with the stuff.
He stands 6'6". He's a combo guard. Burks is capable of handling and creating for others.
Carroll passes to Booker. And the dunk by Booker.
He just bangs down the one-hander.
2 very easy points right here. So here's Burks. 5 points in the game. To the middle. Cuts off the pass. Here's Hollis Jefferson. And he goes in for the dunk.
And their front court has taken charge here. They are dominating the paint. The big fellas have just done the job.
They've been a little too casual with the ball out there.
Yeah, but you can't force that square peg into the round hole. Oftentimes, you just got to make that first simple pass and get a rhythm from that. The execution on point. Just terrific timing on these passes.
You know what? Controlling the pace, being patient, great vision. We're seeing it all tonight.
Kicks to Jerebko. Another steal. Carroll against Ingles. And Carroll gets it to go. Carroll's got 10 points.
Oh, they own the interior right now. 10 straight points coming from inside.
And he uses both hands to jam it in.
This is where it's important to have guys looking for opportunities. Terrific lead pass.
Here's Hollis Jefferson. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
The Jazz play just about the slowest pace in the league. Not many fast break points. They look to grind it out in the half court.
He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far.
Shooting 2.
That free throw good from Hollis Jefferson. And when the Jazz set up their offense, they love to get into the paint.
Well, they play bully ball. They want to get inside and force the issue. Whether it's driving or dropping it off, they're looking to get it in close and get to the line.
Derek Favors checked in for Udoh. And so he makes both from the line.
Yeah, nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line.
Burks dishes to Jerebko. Ingles kicks to Mitchell. There's the triple. Buries it from three-point range. Nets shooting just phenomenal here tonight. 73% from the field. And the dunk by Booker.
And you have to like the location of this pass. Gives it to him where he can do something with it.
And Utah has possession. Burks kicks to Jerebko. And the Jazz, another 3.
Starting to heat up now. He nailed 1 from behind the arc in the first quarter, 2 here in the second.
Crab good.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
They set the screen to the paint. Here's Favors, and then Favors with the dunk.
Watch out. When Favors gets loose around the rim, he can pound it.
Passes it to Hollis Jefferson. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Hollis Jefferson's got 29.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Mitchell kicks to Yarebko. Here's Ingles. 12 points his last outing. Poked away. This is to Yarebko. From outside, off the mark.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
A nice shot by Booker.
Yeah, that was the third straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
They double him with Booker. Mitchell passes to Yarebko. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Hollis Jefferson can't hit. The Jazz shooting 49% on the game. They'll take that. Here's Mitchell. The 11-footer kept alive, goes back up. And that's 2 points on the layup. Mitchell's got 5.
Amazing how he gets this one to go. Size doesn't matter.
But it can in the painted area. Regardless, he's crafty enough to get up a good shot. Attacking the defense with the pass. Love the unselfishness.
Fast break, here we go. And he slams it one-handed.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. Now, Burks. He picked up 15 points in their last win against Chicago. Yarebko cans it from downtown. He's got 16.
They've given up a lot of three-pointers here today.
Here's LeVert. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Here's Mitchell. 5 points in the game. Favors dishes to Mitchell. Here's Ingles, and Utah again with the bucket. And the net shooting has been out of this world, 74% from the field. Dinwiddie with the bucket. Dinwiddie's got his third bucket of the night.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Here's Mitchell. He's certainly been a consistent piece of their offense, averaging about 14.5 points a game.
And we talk about this a lot. Turnovers leading to transition points.
I love the anticipation right there for the pick. Then he wastes no time getting up court.
1:06 left in the first half of the game. Utah has gotten fond of that three-point shot here in the second quarter. 4 of 9. And it's out of bounds. Utah able to retain possession here. And a moment here to look at where the shots have been coming from for Brooklyn.
And when you come into a game with the mindset of going right at the rim and not settling for outside shots, this is what your shot chart will look like. Every chance they've had to either attack the paint or play back to the basket, they've taken it, and it's been a complete success thus far.
56 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Knocked away. And here's the break. Here's Dinwiddie. Oh, yes, he did. 5 up and 5 down for him so far.
Yeah, it's been about the fast break. Been real kind to him here early, and they are clicking in transition.
To the middle. Here's Favors. That's good, and it's his 4th basket of the game. He's a strong 4 for 6.
That's where a majority of Favors' points come from. So effective from the interior area of the floor.
Yeah, just solid work on the back end of that play.
Yep, you're right. Finished hard with 2 hands on that stuff. Guys, we've seen a lot of turnovers in this one.
Yeah, focus, focus, focus. Just make the simple play.
And another fast break for Brooklyn. The Nets are running. And the dunk by Booker.
And when you can outscore your opponent in transition, that's always going to work to your advantage.
The reason why a number of guys on this roster They are built for speed. Why not play to your strengths?
There's the call on Trevor Booker. That's foul number 2 for him.
And that's foul number 2. And maybe you don't sit him at this point, but you really have to be careful to not pick up another before half.
And Favors kicks to Rubio. On the wing, Cephalosha. Favors with the screen with 2 seconds left. And the jam by Cephalosha.
Tough to work your way around Favors. A big body setting that screen.
And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. Nets out in front, running away with this one. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Here with head coach Quinn Snyder. Coach, what adjustments are you going to do in the second half?
You just got to keep playing, keep taking the shots, and that's not the issue as much as us not executing on offense. When we don't score, sometimes our defense lags as well.
Everybody wants to see the ball go in the basket first, right? Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
We so hope you enjoyed our first half. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. This is the halftime report. It's Brooklyn out in front at the half. They are completely in control of the game, leading by a massive amount. Kenny, some perspective, please.
Boy, it was rough down there in the paint, and they were just dominant, taking it to the rack. But that's what you have to be willing to do. Take the action to the heart of the competition without any fear. That's why this is already a blowout.
And Shaq, how do you think the Jazz were playing?
Well, they got to do a better job on the glass. Ernie, they got outworked. They were weak physically. That's part of how they fell behind in this game. I think if they can control those things, they'll be okay, Ernie.
That's it for now as the second half just about ready to go.
Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. Jazz shooting an outstanding 53% for the game. And so in the game for the Jazz, Ricky Rubio is out there with Mitchell. Then there's Favors, then there's Jerebko, and it's Ingles in at the small forward position. Mozgov with the steal. In transition, here come the Nets. The offensive rebound, and Carroll gets it to go. Carroll's got the first points of the third quarter up on the board for the Nets.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Rubio with it. 6 on the shot clock. Shoots over Mozgov. Mozgov with the block. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And now on the 2K leaderboard, the real stats, real scores from the real NBA. These are the best free throw shooting teams in the league. The Jazz, number 1.
You can't be careless when you play them. I mean, no wasted opportunities at the line. It's a team effort, and they're getting it done.
That free throw good from Hollis Jefferson.
And over the course of the Nets franchise history, some interesting decisions. I mean, back in the 90s, they came very close to changing the team name to the Swamp Dragons. I think I'm just going to leave that one right there.
And so he hits both. So, Greg, how close were the Nets to being the Swamp Dragons anyway?
Well, it needed a unanimous vote of all the teams to change it, but there was one vote against it. The Nets themselves voted against the change, and they had 7 owners who rotated voting duties, and the one on deck got cold feet.
The Jazz have gone 6 of 8 from the free throw line tonight.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first one falls. And the Jazz last season making the playoffs for the first time, Steve, in 5 years.
You know, ownership showing the patience to build this team back to contention. The front office, part of the San Antonio Spurs tree, drafting well and developing their young players.
Yarebko hits them both. Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Here's Mozgov. That's in, and he's 7 for 12 now in the game.
Nice find there from Carroll to keep the ball moving for the score.
Utah shooting 51% from the field. They'll take that. Here's Favors, and then Favors with the dunk.
Straight rim rocker.
It looked like, Greg, for a second, like he might rip the cylinder loose.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Down low, the putback.
You know, coming out of the half, you want to set the tone for the rest of the game, but going 1 for 4 is the wrong way to do it. I love the technique he uses, leveraging his position down low, then just using sheer size to snatch the rebound.
Favors sets the pick for Rubio. To the inside, and Favors gets it to go in on the assist by Rubio. Rubio's got 5 assists in the game. And Carroll gets it to go. Carroll's got 4 points in the quarter.
With his length and frame, Carroll is such a hard assignment when he's pushing towards the rim.
Mozgov with the block. Here's Hollis.
Oh! Goodness.
Terrific.
And how about just floating to the rim on that slam?
Boy, when he gets up, I mean, he gets up. And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. Excellent work by the talented people in our production truck as well. Nets have gone 5 of 7 from the field in the third quarter. Let's see if they can keep it up. Here's Carroll. It's rebounded by Derek Favors. Favors got his 7th rebound here tonight. Mitchell. The Jazz again can't hit it.
And this is one of those times where the coach has got to preach, be unselfish.
And we don't know that he hasn't. Maybe it's been falling on deaf ears. Guys taking ill-advised jump shots.
To the paint, deflects the pass, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Mozgov. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. Take a look at the Rockets. They hold the first place spot in the conference just right where they want to be. They've got momentum. And checking out Utah, right now quite a ways down below.
And I think for the Jazz, they haven't packed any big surprises into the early part of this season. They're right in the middle of the NBA's pecking order.
I don't think they'll stay there. I think they've got a great chance to climb up in the standings as we get deeper into the season, and the players get more settled into their respective roles.
For Utah, they have made their free throws at a pretty good clip. They've hit 8 of 10.
One shot.
The Nets have gone 6 of 9 from the floor here in the second half. They've got to be happy with that. And the basket by Harris.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
Here's Mitchell, guarded by Harris. Ingles passes to Rubio. On the wing, Ingles. Carroll covering. Clock at 6. And it's Mitchell missing.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Offensive rebound, and it's in there. Carroll's got 18 points in the game.
Just no resistance inside at all. They are feasting. This is a straight buffet.
It is. It's a big one. And load the plate. Here's Harris. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And let's take a moment to look at some stats for Favors. Some nice work from him over the last 10 games. 16th in blocks. And with a top 20 ranking in field goal percentage, you put the ball in his hands and he converts at a remarkable rate.
And yeah, you see he's been doing this all year. One of the best shot blockers in the league, always threatening to send it back in style. He's off on the first. Both teams deciding to change it up. And the second free throw, good. For Utah, they've gone a lackluster 3 of 9 from the field since halftime. And the basket by Ingles. The Nets have gone 8 of 12 from the field since the beginning of the third. Harris lays it up off the glass. Harris has got his second basket of the night.
Yeah, well done to finish that one off.
Here's Mitchell. He has 5. To the inside. It's good. Now he's shooting 6 for 7.
He's done his job tonight scoring the basketball, but they've still been outplayed overall.
Kilpatrick, and the rejection by Favors.
The long reach of Favors have a real impact, especially when he leaves the ground quickly in time for blocks.
He's got to be disappointed with himself on that one. He has got to knock those down.
Scooped up. Mozgov with the bucket. Mozgov's got 6 points in the quarter.
Great hustle on display, and you know what? It's paying off with those second chance points.
And it's out of bounds. The Nets will take it the other way.
And Ricky Rubio, known mostly for his ability to pass it and create opportunities for teammates, but I think he's an underrated defender at that point guard spot, and maybe he doesn't get the credit he deserves defensively.
And the Jazz making a change here. Hood's checked in.
Just great at getting after it defensively, forcing guys into tough shots.
Yeah, to be successful, you've got to protect the paint. He rises to that challenge.
The dive for the ball. And it's out of bounds to the Jazz as Utah retains possession. Thabo Sefolosha has checked in for Joe Ingles. And here's Rubio. He's been a reliable scorer for him as he's averaging up over 13 points a game. And the basket by Harris. Harris has got his 3rd basket of the night.
And on the defensive side, just a failure to match up.
Well, the one thing you want to take away is anything at the rim. Just too easy.
The Jazz with another miss. And Greg, for Rubio, his defense is something that isn't talked about but is certainly present all the time.
Yeah, he's smart, fast, he moves his feet well, and has terrific anticipation with his hands. Great playing both on and off the ball, and just aware of his spacing and a player's tendencies.
Sefolosha kicks to Hood. Misses the 3.
I'll tell you, the defense dodging a bullet right there. That's his shot.
And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
Yeah, heard the whistle and then kept his focus and able to still knock it down.
The Nets have shot 10 of 11 at the line. Nice work so far for them. Well, the league has long had a rookie orientation program. People rave about it. It continues to develop and evolve. More recently, Steve, they've created a program for players transitioning to retirement. This is an outstanding idea. What's important with that in your eyes?
I'm glad you brought that up, Kevin. I think the rookie orientation should even start even earlier. I think it should start at the college level. Not saying that everybody's going to make it to the NBA, but it helps you what they give you just in the game of life. And then transitioning to retirement, I think it should be the first day you sign that NBA contract, the transition should start, because it could end with an injury. And obviously we know even if you play a lengthy career, in 10 or 12 years it's over.
Like if you were going to talk to a young player and if the player said, Steve, give me one thing that I need to remember as I go through my career and then it ends, what's the one thing, piece of advice you would feed to a young player about what's going to be at the end of this journey?
Well, I think first of all, there's a couple things, Kevin, and I have to answer. First, you got to keep your value system. Second, financially, you got to understand is make it simple as possible. You're not going to be able to live on the same type of salary for the rest of your life. So if you have a contract, say $20 million, in a simple way, divide that up for like 50 years, because that's how much you're going to need to be able to live off on.
6 to shoot. Favors with the screen. Unloads from 13. Tries again. Rebound, Brooklyn. Carroll's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Here's Kilpatrick, and the shot goes in. Kilpatrick's got 9 points.
Great eye contact. Guys working in tandem in the paint.
Utah's gone 1 of 4 in 3-point shots here in the third. Hood kicks to Rubio. The tray. And it's Hood again missing.
And you know what? He's just not on his game, no doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team. Clearly a foul.
At the line, your next, Sean Kilpatrick. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. And Utah Jazz head coach Quinn Snyder was an outstanding basketball player in his own right.
Well, yeah, he was an All-American point guard in high school. His high school team, Mercer Island, was ranked #1 in the country. He got at Duke to 3 Final Fours. He didn't play pro basketball, but he got his law degree, his business degree, and he went into coaching.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. Here's Rubio. He kicks it to Favors. Outside Hood. Back to Favors. And it's Hood in the corner. And it's Hood again missing.
Obviously, this has been a tough quarter for him, but he's still trying to keep a positive mindset.
And the point differential tells the story. Their two-way play has been outstanding.
You know, it's a matter of effort plus talent. You need both to dominate this way.
Offensive rebound to stop the run. He gets that one. Hood's got 8 points.
The quick trigger. Hood piercing the defense with the effective catch and shoot J.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Mozgov. And a look now at the various locations of the shots taken so far for Hood.
And when you look at this shot chart, you get a good visual of just how often they are settling for something outside. They have to know that this defense wants them to take those kinds of shots, and they would be a lot better off if they recommit to attacking the basket.
Utah has gotten 1 of 6 3-pointers to drop since coming out of the locker room at halftime. Favors with the screen. Knocked away. To the middle. Down low. Shot's good by Whitehead. He has 6.
Yeah, and in terms of accuracy, they are dominating the second half.
I like that they're trying to maximize the value of each possession, and you know their coach likes it.
And Rubio kicks to Hood. Back to Rubio. Down to 5 on the shot clock. In transition, here come the Nets. Carroll's running. Shot's good by Whitehead. Whitehead's got 6 points in the quarter.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Jazz shooting just 33% in the second half so far. They need to look at more high-quality shots. And the basket by Rubio.
Not the most comfortable shot for Rubio, but give him credit. He doesn't turn it down.
And that one is stuffed right through.
You have got to be kidding me. I mean, that's a point guard playing like a power forward.
And he can do a little bit of everything out there.
He is not scared of anybody. He knows he can play amongst the big boys, and he showed it.
Another triple, and that's been the story of this second half.
Coming out of the break, they've relied on their perimeter offense to generate points. Right now, it's working.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Outside Favors. Favors with the screen. Cephalosha kicks to Favors. He feeds it to Hood. Lock at 6. Favors with the screen. Shot off the pick. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
Made that shot a little harder than it had to be. No one around him. Just rise straight up and drill it.
Basket counts. That's now 22 points for Timofey Mozgov.
A man with height and reach. Mozgov screaming extra chance point.
Favors and a slam dunk by Favors.
That is ferocious.
You said it. That was ferocious.
How about the quarter he's having? Tremendous execution on the offensive end, helping to further fuel this lead.
Feeds it to Udo. And Udo with the stuff.
Mostly a scorer coming out of college, Rodney Hood shows the willingness to make the extra pass.
Here's Carroll, and he says right back at you with a big dunk of his own.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
Utah shooting 49% on the game. They'll take that. Inside. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
And so far going for more of an inside presence here in the second half, getting away from the three-point shot.
And he makes that one. Carroll's got 24.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
Over to the wing. 12 seconds left in the third quarter. A pass to Hood. Here's Kilpatrick, and there's a nice one-handed slam.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal, and then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
When your defense translates into offense, it's a beautiful thing.
And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Brooklyn ahead, just dominating this one. And when we return, we'll get the fourth quarter rolling right here on 2K Sports. And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. Quincy AC out there with LeVert. Then it's Allen Crabb. Then it's Zeller. And it's Whitehead in at the point. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Neto, that's a two-pointer. No good off the back of the rim.
Not sure of the thought process on that one. Really bad shot selection.
Well, you're playing for the team, not just yourself. They needed much better execution that trip down the floor.
And with the new TV deals, we've seen players' salaries and caps certainly skyrocketing. What does that do in affecting relationships among the players, between the players, within a team?
I think, Kevin, when guys are happy, obviously with their salaries, they play better. But I think also it can affect sometimes, let's talk about it team-wise. You have a guy that's not playing at the level that you thought he would be playing. Because of the numbers, it's going to be harder and harder to move some of those guys. Then you have a guy that's playing better than a guy that's making a lot of money. He's going to expect, and some of these teams are not going to be able to play, so you're going to see a lot of movement And I'm back in our day, Kevin, my day, you didn't see that much movement. Because of these skyrocketing salaries, I think now is going to be more and more movement.
And you know, Steve, with the new deal signed between players and the league, it'll be, I think, easier for teams that have drafted and developed a player now to keep that player and not lose them to more money to another team.
You're totally right. I think guys getting drafted and they can play, they will definitely be there for years and years because they can make the most money with their teams respectively.
Here's Bradley, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, nice, strong finish there. Nearly a three-point opportunity.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. Well, Steve, it's something that everyone has a different opinion on. How do you feel about the current amount of years a player has to play in college before they enter the NBA draft?
Well, Kevin, I look at it this way is I like the notion that people have been throwing around that you're able to come out of high school and go to the NBA. But if you choose to go to college, you must play 2 years. So I'm leaning toward and researching and looking at that. I think I'm on board with that because there are some guys should have the opportunity straight out of high school, and there are some guys I think need college. So I think if they can balance that out, and I think that's the way I would be leaning.
I like that perspective.
I like to see that. Taking it up strong in traffic.
The Jazz shooting it pretty well, close to 50%. Burks dishes to Bradley. They set the screen. Here's O'Neal. LeVert grabs the miss. Brooklyn with the ball. They'll be playing host to Portland for their next game. And that game is the second of 2 straight at home. Here's Whitehead, and good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points.
You know, he was a non-factor in that first half, but now he's making up for lost time.
Neto kicks to Bradley. Pass to Neto. No one near him. And the shot goes in. For Brooklyn, they've gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. So he gets the whistle, contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
Shooting for Brooklyn, Isaiah Whitehead. At the line for 2.
First free throw is good. On the last few seasons, the NBA has seen its share of teams that provide that villain role for the league. The Warriors, perhaps with Kevin Durant, LeBron when he was in Miami, and now in Cleveland. Do you think having a villain in the NBA is a good thing for the league?
Well, I think the right type of villain. And when you start talking about Kevin Durant and LeBron James, those are right type of villains because they're getting criticized as a villain because of not of their actions on the floor or off the court, just the choices they made to switch teams. But both those guys, LeBron and Kevin Durant, so far has handled it perfectly, and that's why the league's in good hands.
And the rebounding has been key to their success here tonight.
I say it's the #1 reason why they are ahead in this game right now.
For Utah, they've gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. They get it back. Griffin's shot is good. Net shooting has been just uncontainable, 72%, and it's blocked by Bradley. Now, here's Burks. He's guarded by Crabb. Griffin kicks to O'Neal. And there's a whistle. That goes on Quincy Acey. That'll be his second foul of the game. Some changes for Brooklyn. Allen comes in for Quincy Acey. And Harris subbed in for LeVert. We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. There's the double team with Allen. 5 on the clock. Bradley kicks to Neto. From out on the wing, he knocks it down. Neto's got 4 points now in the quarter. Neto's gone 2 of 3 from the field. Here's Zeller, goes to the reverse layup and drops it in.
Serve and the defense there. He makes a terrific read.
Jazz have gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. Passes it to Neto. Outside Griffin. And it's out of bounds to the Jazz as Utah retains possession. Shot clock at 6. Zeller with the double team. Neto misses off the left iron. Guys, some great passing from him.
Yeah, everybody's touching it, and you're starting to see the assists pile up because the rhythm is on display offensively.
Well, the NBA has taken great strides to ensure a competitive balance, Steve, over the past decades, but they have a long way to go to achieve complete parity. I don't know that it can ever be done. How do you feel about the current competitive balance of the league right now?
I think it's good, but Kevin, you're totally right. You can't get complete parity. You're going to have injuries, and I think when you have injuries, it changes the whole dynamic of these teams. So far, so good for me. I think there's a lot of balance. Good teams are good for a while, and then it always shifts and changes. I think we're in good hands right now.
And the first one at the line is good. Both free throws good from Crabbe. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. And there's a foul called on Alan Crabbe. That is his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal foul.
Burks the pass to Neto. Back to Burks. Bradley sets the pick for Burks. Clock at 6. Pass to Neto. And it's out of bounds. The Nets will take it the other way.
I mean, clearly not on the same page right there. You hate to give away possessions.
For Brooklyn, they've gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. And the dunk by Zeller.
Man, he sure can get off the floor.
He one of the best in the business, absolutely. The Jazz shooting 48% from the field. Not bad at all. And stolen by Zeller. In transition, here come the Nets. Shots good by Whitehead. Whitehead's got 14 points now in the second half.
Well, if you wonder why they're in control of this game, just look at his stats from the field. Solid, solid, solid.
Bradley kicks to Neto. To the wing on the left. Nice ball movement by Utah. Bradley dishes to O'Neal. Just 4 to shoot. The Jazz need to get off a shot here. Griffin kept alive. Neto can't get it to go.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over.
And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Allen. Utah's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Some tough offensive sets.
Bucket to get some momentum.
Bradley, that's tipped. And Smitty, they say players are made in the summer, the off-season, when they can really work on things on their game. Especially these days, players will hire top-level trainers and coaches for individual work during the off-season.
You know, Kevin, I love it. The guys are putting in those emphasis on their bodies with trainers and coaches. But I know sometimes I've heard stories where the teams want you to work on this, maybe say your mid-range games, but then guys have these coaches are just working on their threes. So I think guys got to be careful just hiring anybody. You want to work on your game, but I think also it has to be a balance what the team wants and what you want.
Steve, I've heard that too, and I think teams are they like the work in the offseason, but it's got to be directed the right way.
Yes.
And if you're a part of a team in a long-term project, I think you've got to take the direction and follow the compass that your team has given you.
Yeah, I think so, and I think a lot of times teams are getting upset because now you're seeing these individual coaches and trainers starting to come on NBA time, work out on NBA time, and I think that's when it started to become somewhat of a problem.
Jerebko's checked in for Utah. No good at the stripe this time. Second misses also. Here's Crabbe. Good. And Harris gets the assist. Harris has got 3 assists tonight.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Shot to end this cold run. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Well, every so often a team will have a home game and see their stadium flooded with fans for the away team. Happens when a especially good, popular team is playing a team kind of in a bad part of their schedule, or maybe just in a bad part of their development. Smitty, do players notice when this happens, and does it bother them at all?
Yeah, players notice it. It does bother you. It happened to me when in the Chicago Bulls era. You hear people cheering more for Michael Jordan than their own players. It's because people love to see winners. People have their favorite players, and a lot of people right now look at it as they want to come see their favorite player. As a player, you just got to go out, beat Michael Jordan, go out and win, and usually the fans will turn into your favor.
And so Bradley nails both of them. Nets have gone 6 of 12 from the field here in the fourth, and even 50%. And it's Allen slamming it down.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Utah's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. And that one, good.
That's an excellent pass. On time, on target. Great teamwork.
Shot by Zeller, no good.
And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
And also protecting the rim at all costs. I love the anticipation to affect the shot.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Early in this quarter, he's been aggressive and selective with his shots. Tremendous efficiency.
Inside, here's Bradley. Goes up and lays it nice and easy.
Attacking the defense with the pass. Love the unselfishness.
And it's Harris off the drive. Count that bucket.
He really showed terrific body control there to complete the finger roll layup over some stingy defense.
Utah shooting only 35% in the fourth quarter. The offense looking a little rickety. The pass to Neto. Jerebko kicks to Burks. The feed to Jerebko. Now, here is O'Neal. Jerebko can't get it to go.
And so much for repeating the three-point barrage he put on in the first half. Nothing here in the second.
And he runs the floor with a purpose that time. Excellent play.
You know what? And a late reaction by the transition D takes it himself uncontested.
Burks, the pass to Bradley. Here's Neto. The shot by Burks. Nobody around. Can't convert after the good screen. To the middle. Here's Zeller. And the jam by Tyler Zeller.
And this is the value of letting the play develop. You find the weakness in the defense.
Utah is shooting pretty well at 46% from the floor. Burks kicks to Neto. The dish to Burks. Poked away, and it's out of bounds. Utah able to retain possession here. The Jazz making a switch here. Cephalosha's checked in. Here's Neto. 6 to shoot. To the paint. Layup off the pick. And it's Bradley laying it in. Bradley's got 10 points now just in this quarter. Here's Zeller. Bradley with some nice D. Utah has gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Neto kicks to Bradley. Cans the shot with nobody near him. Bradley's got 12 points here in the second half.
His marksmanship this quarter has been unbelievable, yet they still trail in this game.
And Utah has possession. Down low. There's the steal. He's got a clear path. Here's Whitehead. Finished off the break.
And he has starting to turn it on now after that slow start.
Now Burks. He dishes it to Urebko. Pass to Neto. Takes a three. It's hauled in by Harris. They are enjoying the commanding lead.
And it really gives them the opportunity to give their starters a rest. Always critical when you get ready for that home stretch.
On the wing, Cephalosha. Back to Neto for three. Zeller grabs the board. Zeller's got 4 rebounds in this game. Booker, right side. Sinks that one from the post. Booker's got 33 points.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
There's the call on Trevor Booker. That's his 3rd foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so we'll head to the free throw line for 2. Well, and each player has their strengths and their weaknesses. Smitty, when you played, what did you feel was your greatest strength as a player? And maybe the one area that held you back a little bit.
I think basketball IQ, being able to shoot the basketball, versatility. And then I think the one thing that held me back, I wish I was more athletic. I really wish I could jump, Kevin, high like a lot of these guys, because I think that gives you an advantage if you have both the IQ, the versatility, and athleticism.
And so he hits both.
The former University of Colorado alumni Burks, a solid 2-guard who can really light it up.
Booker dishes to Zeller. Good. And a nice assist from Booker. Booker's got 3 assists now in this one.
High percentage play, working the ball in close, then the nice move to convert.
Burks the pass to Neto. Here's Urebko. The Jazz with another miss. The net shooting and hitting almost everything here in the fourth, up around 58% from the field. Yep, that one goes in there.
Still attacking, building on this lead coming down the stretch.
And he's doing it efficiently, taking makeable shots. That's led to a high percentage from the field.
Here's Neto. Marked down low that time, and he got the 3-second call.
And you don't need the big play. Right now, you just need the smart one.
This is what desperation can do. You start to play outside of yourself, making a bad situation worse.
Unable to get the ball in bounds, they get called for the 5-second violation. And the initial rules for the NBA include that 6 personal fouls is the magic number before you're done for the game. It's been this way since, who can remember? But do you think 6 is the right number, Steve, for fouls? Or would you like to see them raise or lower it?
I definitely wouldn't want to see them raise it. I think 7 will be too much. Maybe if they lower it, that's a possibility. But right now, I think it's 6. Maybe 5, or maybe you can experiment during some preseason games or in summer league. But I think 6 should be the maximum.
They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time. Bradley kicks to Neto. Shoots from 12. Tried to bank it in, but he misses. They're making this a runaway.
And the only question for me right now is just how big the lead will eventually become. Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Nets.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And now, for the year, this is going to take him to 7 wins.
And you could tell they were ready for this one today, guys. There was something extra on the line, and they wanted it. And this is the kind of deficit it would take a miracle to overcome.
I think this hometown crowd agrees with you. They are fired up about it. It's easy to tell that he is most comfortable pulling up from that area on the floor.
And it's Harris off the drive. Yep, that one goes.
And how much longer are they going to keep that foot on the accelerator?
Well, this is less about winning the game now and more about making a bold statement.
Yarebko, the three-pointer, no good. 34 seconds left to play here in the fourth. And the basket by Harris.
And a high percentage look there, and he takes full advantage, bumps up the lead.
Yeah, the lead now is double digits. Some tricky matchups out there, not a lot of solutions.
And it's good for 2.
Serve and the defense there. He makes a terrific read.
Here's Booker. A rebound by the Jazz. Here's Neto. Burks on the wing. Lets it go from deep. Gets a hand on it, and it's Bradley on the follow.
Timeout. Love the determination he showed there, getting himself into good position under the glass.
With the presence of mind to know just where the rebound was going to come down. Well timed. Timeout called, the Nets. They're in front. 5 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
You know, I'm not sure why you call a timeout this late. I mean, the game is more or less over.
I'm not questioning that either, but he clearly hasn't given up on this one quite yet.
And with this game closing in on the final buzzer, let's take a look at our Jordan Player of the Game.
And in terms of his shooting, this has been one of the more accurate performances you'll ever see. I mean, he's been in constant motion, creating a lot of good looks for himself. But still, even when you're wide open, you expect to miss some of the time. That has not been the case here tonight. This guy has made everything.
Their previous 2 games have been losses, so something had to change to get them going again, and he provided that spark, giving them a huge jolt of energy. Five seconds left in the fourth. Here's Kilpatrick, and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. It's going to go on Alec Burks.
Sean Kilpatrick. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. He's perfect from the line this time. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense. Potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Steve Smith, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us. And we'll see you next time.